Happy Wednesday. Welcome into Let's Bet It. Let's get down. Let's get down to business. Lauren Jbara here with Alex Glaze. He's like, can you stop, please? Here to break it all down today. Alex, how you feeling today?
Feeling good, feeling good. Listen, it's like the best time of year. We got the World Series. We got some football coming up later in the week. We got basketball. It's just like a little bit of everything. Great time of year.
Okay, before we start and get into the deep dive into college football, baseball,
Yeah.
basketball, we got a full slate of everything today. We're playing a little game I like to call Would You Rather? Would you rather hit a red light
Oh, jeez.
for the rest of your life or always get slow internet after the sun goes down?
Hit a red light. Oh, no, 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 no. I'm gonna hit the red lights for the rest of my
What?
life because no, 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 no. I have a good reason for this. I'm a streamer. I haven't had cable in like I don't know 10 years. Like I stream everything, so I mean I can't afford to just have the slow internet. I need my high speed internet so I can watch my shows. I can on Twitter and I need the internet. So I
No
can live.
dial-up for Alex Glaze.
No, no, no. I can live with hitting red lights and just jamming in my car for a couple extra minutes. I can live with that.
Okay. I was gonna say the red light, but now that you say that, I'm like, yeah, I do stream as well. And I can't, go to a bar every night and have a beer. That just doesn't work well for the
No,
health,
no, no.
you know?
I can't get I'm a very patient person, except when like the ring of death, the buffering. So I can't. I'm very impatient when I see that. So I need my internet to be working. That's for sure.
Oh my gosh. No slow internet for Alex Glaze. I love it. All right, we got a lot to talk about today. College football week 9 is upon us. Some big storylines are starting to develop, and I can't wait to deep dive into them. We have NBA chat, NBA Wednesday night, World Series, game number 2, game 1 last night. Not a lot of people thought the Braves were going to win. They pulled it out. It was awesome. And they didn't just pull it out, they were like
Dominant,
dominating the majority of the
dominant.
game. I mean,
Yeah.
basically the entire game. And then we can't end without our Pickswise play of the day. So without further ado, let's get it. Let's bet it. College football, Alex. Let's start here. A lot happened this past weekend. Let's take a look at some of the teams, the top teams, especially in their performances. So I want to take a deeper dive into this University of Michigan,
Of
go
course you
blue,
do.
against Michigan State Spartans game. This is a game that people have circled on their calendars at the beginning of every single season. What are you expecting from this one?
Before I get into that, I don't know if you saw the shows last week when I was on with Jared, but
I
I
did.
was on your side with Michigan
Yeah.
and Notre Dame. So listen, I mean, I agree with you when you're not here. But I have a real question for you before I get into my analysis.
Yep.
Do you trust Jim Harbaugh in this spot? On the road, ranked team, do you trust him?
Not really.
So that's a no. That's a no. And
Yeah.
and you shouldn't. Michigan 0-5 against top 10 teams on the road under Harbaugh. So there is no real reason to trust Michigan. But then when you look deeper at this game, for the record, like right now, I'm leaning Michigan, and I don't know why. I'm leaning Michigan. I don't know why. But when you look at both of these teams, neither of them has a real signature win this year. What's Michigan's best win? Is it? I mean, is it Wisconsin? Michigan State's? Is
Probably
it Nebraska?
Wisconsin.
And
Probably
is
Wisconsin.
Michigan State's Nebraska? I mean, you
Yeah,
know what I mean?
probably.
Like those aren't big wins. So I don't think we know a whole lot about either of these teams
Yeah.
right now. And I think we're going to learn a lot on Saturday. I think what we do know is Michigan is a good team. They run the ball well. They have a good defense. But my problem with them, I don't think Cade McNamara is the guy that can get it done long term for them. Maybe he'll be able to do enough to win this game on Saturday. But if you were talking playoffs or we're talking like competing at like a national level, I think you need a lot more than Cade's able to give you there. The thing when you look back at Michigan's game against Wisconsin, right? Yeah, they were able to win, and the scoreboard doesn't tell the story of that game because
Yeah.
they forced turnovers, right? And they were playing with short fields, especially at the end of the game there. And I think this is an even matchup. And if Michigan is going to win this game, they're going to need the defense to step up and force those turnovers. I think this is a low scoring game. That's probably my play right now would be the under. But what do you think when you look at this game?
Yeah, that's my biggest play actually for this game is the under 50.5.
Yeah,
Both teams have really, really strong defenses. I was reading a bunch of articles about Michigan and basically Jim Harbaugh. I mean, Jim Harbaugh is Jim Harbaugh. He gives his quotes. He kind of controls the narrative and controls the media for that
sure.
Michigan team. But he goes, this is an elimination game. This is an elimination mindset, playoff mindset at this point, because this win is going to determine, hey, moving forward in the season, do we have a chance still at the college football playoff or do we not? This is a huge game, the biggest game for Michigan so far this season. And also on the flip side, the biggest game for Michigan State. I looked at a quote at Ryan Hayes, the left tackle for Michigan. He said it would mean a lot for the program to be able to win a game like this. It would help propel them through the rest of the season. I think the biggest key for Michigan in this game is going to be shutting down a guy like Kenneth Walker III. He leads the country right now for Michigan State with 142.4 yards per game. Michigan's defense will have to contain him if they want a shot at that game or at the game on Saturday. So I think that's going to be the biggest key. I don't think it's that by any means the offenses of either team is going to win the game. I think Kenneth Walker could possibly win the game for Michigan State, but I think that this game is going to be won from good defensive play. So I guess it's just whose defense is more rock solid in this one.
It's just tough for me to back Michigan State. I mean, I watched them play against Indiana, and that was just, I mean, that was a tough watch. I mean, I know they went to the bye and, maybe a little bit of look ahead there, just, Indiana, maybe they just didn't show up. But it's tough to back Michigan State if that's the last version of Michigan State I saw. It's tough.
Totally. I totally agree with you on that. We'll see. That's going to be an exciting one to watch. I'm on the road right now. I brought my Michigan hat, my Michigan shirt. I'm going to be repping proud.
You're ready to go.
Repping proud. I'll be in Philly that day. So repping loud, repping proud, my Michigan Wolverines. I'm loving it. It's going to be a fun one. All right. Next one. Insights. One of the biggest rivalries of this week. Georgia, Florida, 100th time. This is the 100th time that they're going to face off in maybe one of the greatest rivalries in all time of college football. Both teams are coming off of a bye week. They're rested. They're ready. What are you expecting from this one? And how are you betting this game?
I'm going to be honest with you. I am not sure how I'm betting this game just yet because I don't know what to expect. I mean, for both sides of the ball, I mean, you have Florida. Dan Mullen's talking about he's going to play both quarterbacks, Emory Jones and Anthony Richardson. And you got Kirby Smart.
If you have two quarterbacks.
If you have two quarterbacks, you got no quarterbacks.
Mm-hmm.
But then we also have Kirby Smart, for whatever reason, coming out and saying, hey, I'm going to go with whoever gives us the best chance to win. JT Daniels, is he healthy enough to play? Would Kirby throw JT in there, even though Stetson Bennett has been playing well and, that offense has been rolling without JT? I don't see how you take the ball out of Stetson Bennett's hands right now. And, I mean, this is a much bigger conversation than this game, but I think that if Kirby believed that he could win a national championship with Jake Fromm a couple years ago, he should believe that he can win one with Stetson Bennett. And that defense, I mean, the way that offense has been playing right now, until Stetson proves that he can't do it anymore, which he hasn't, I think you keep the ball in his hands. But when I look at this game and you don't know what the quarterback play is going to be, it's really tough to handicap it and to give an opinion. But what I do know, I know that Florida's going to try to run the football. And I know, teams like Arkansas and Kentucky, they tried to run the football against Georgia. Didn't work. Nobody's been able to run the ball effectively against Georgia. So when you look at it from that side, I don't have any doubt that Georgia's going to win. But if you're asking me if they can cover 14.5 points, that's a bit different, because I do think that, Todd Grantham and that Florida defense, they haven't been great this year, but they've had the bye week to kind of dial some things up, and they know what they're going to get with Stetson Bennett. They know that Georgia's going to try to run the football and keep it simple. And, these teams, more times than not, they play each other close and play each other tough and physical. So I need a little bit more time before I pick a side on this one. But, I think it's going to be a great game. Right now, I probably lean Florida just because of the hook. But I don't love that. I'm trying to talk myself into Georgia, because I know Georgia's gonna blow them out, right? I know that's gonna happen.
Yeah,
but right now I'm leaning Florida 14.5. That's my lean right now.
Yeah. So I look at this, and so both teams had a bye week last week, right? And I look at Georgia the week before the bye week. They're coming off of a dominant win against an unbeaten at the time Kentucky team. They're the number one team in the country. The odds favorite, in my opinion, to win the national title. I think Florida limped into their break last week following their third loss of the season. LSU beat them. And they announced the following day after beating Florida that they're parting ways with Ed Ogeron at the end of the season. So I look at this game and I'm like, like maybe the last week for Florida, they had a good time to like sit there and regroup and like mentally refresh themselves. But you're still going up against the best defense, one of the best defenses of all time in college football in Georgia right now. I think this game's going to be an absolute blowout. I really do. I
I'm
don't think
flipping.
Florida.
Georgia, flipping. No faith in. I just listened to myself while you're talking. I'm listening to myself, and I'm like, I just put some like faith in Todd Grantham. I'm like, what am I doing
Yeah,
here? Like,
yeah.
no, I'm not. So, all right, all
So
right. So we're both on Georgia. We're both on Michigan. This isn't good. We don't agree.
yeah,
We don't agree much.
I know this is. I know what's happening is like it's the apocalypse. It's happening. We're
This is
actually
either going to be
agreeing
really
on
good for the show or really bad for the show.
I know. I know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Hey, maybe if we like get on the same boat this week, but we got one more game to talk about, and maybe we'll be on different sides of this one. Ole Miss playing Auburn right now in a ranked 2.5-point matchup. Which side are you leaning towards in this one?
I'm leaning Auburn right now to cover, and I don't like picking, 3 favorites right here, but Jordan Hare at night. Good luck, Matt Corral, and good luck, Ole
Yeah.
Miss. This Ole Miss offense has, been fantastic all season. They're one of the highest scoring offenses in all of college football, but I don't think that they have been in an environment or played a defense like Auburn's
Yeah.
quite yet. I don't know if Auburn has the DBs to, keep up, but I think that they are going to be able to get to Matt Corral, put some pressure on him. And this is an Ole Miss offense that doesn't make a whole lot of mistakes, so that's going to be interesting to see right there. And on the other side, Bo Nix, at home, this is an Ole Miss defense where I think that Auburn offense is going to be able to have some success. So I think that they're going to be able to control the pace, and I think that maybe they're going to get 1 or 2 plays to bounce their way, and that's going to be the difference in this one. I'm expecting that's going to be a good game. That's going to be a really good game.
I'm actually really, really excited about this one. I break it down as right. The Rebels won for the 3rd consecutive time since, their setback at Alabama. Ole Miss, their most recent win was 31-17 against LSU. They covered back-to-back games for the first time this season. The under is also hit in 2 straight for the first time this season for Ole Miss. So
I think the total 66. So I like the under in that as well. I like that. That's a crazy pace for where I think Auburn's going to try to slow this one down a little bit.
Yeah. And then the Tigers topped Arkansas in Fayetteville as the 4-point underdogs. And they had a bye last week. They're 2-1 straight up and against the spread in previous 3 as underdogs. Auburn ranks 23rd in the nation right now with just under 36 points a game on offense, and then 30th in the country right now, just under 30 points per game allowed on defense. So I think there's just a lot going on right now too. Not football focused, but a lot going on right now with the whole Lane Kiffin vaccination situation. It's like there's just a lot going on that's not on the football field, that they're just like there's just so much noise going on right now around Ole Miss, that I am leaning towards Auburn in this one. I think it's going to be a really exciting game. I think it's honestly going to be kind of a toss up, and I might bet the money line in this one, and not the spread. Just to, what the heck, like just throw it out there.
just so you don't have to stress as much.
Just so I don't have to stress as much. Exactly. But you said you like the under in this one too?
I do like the under. I like the under probably more than I like Auburn. I'll say that.
Okay. I like it. Well, college football week 9 coming at us. It's crazy. It's already week 9. I'm like, where has time gone this year? It's crazy. All right, let's get into some NBA action, because NBA, we're about 3-4 games into the regular season. Some exciting storylines starting to develop there.
Hold on. Before we move on to NBA, you got to let me give my favorite play.
Oh, sorry. I shorted you your favorite
because
play.
Listen, no, don't short the people, because if last week I gave this out as my favorite play, and I'm going back to the well with Pitt. Don't show some respect to the ACC. Come on. These are future ACC champs we're talking about here. We got to get them in the show. You know what I mean? Nobody's respecting the Pitt Panthers maybe after they blow out Miami this week, maybe they'll get some respect. But yeah, last week I liked Pitt. That was my favorite play of the weekend, and to cover against Clemson. I mean,
Yeah.
that wasn't even close. Pitt 7-1 against the spread in their last 8 games, and I think that they're going to cover against Miami. I believe that line right now is 9.5.
Mhm.
And I like that a lot. Pitt's covered in all but one game this year, and they have that high-powered offense. They are clicking on all cylinders. Miami's playing a third-string quarterback, Tyler Van Dyke. He's been playing great, but he hasn't faced a veteran defense like Pitt just yet. So once again, going back to the well, going to Pitt for my favorite play of the college football weekend. I'm going to play that one for sure.
I like that one, Alex. I actually might tail you on that. Mine, I'm still going with that University of Michigan, Michigan State under. I think those defenses, I mean, I kind of explained it already, but those defenses are so good. And I think this game is
Yeah.
going to be won because of defense. It's not going to be a high scoring game. Cade Cunningham by no means was going to win the game for Michigan. If they can shut Kenneth Walker down, I think this is Michigan's game. If not, it's Michigan State's game. We'll see what happens. But I like the under in this game, under 50.5 total points. So that's my biggest bet of the weekend. Feeling good about it. Feeling spicy. I'm excited. Week 9. Let's
You're
go.
feeling spicy because all that food you're eating in New Orleans right now. That's why you're feeling spicy.
It's a lot of catfish. Really good. Really good. All right, let's get into some NBA action now because we're 3-4 games into the regular season. We're starting to see some trends develop. It's getting exciting. I love it. This is the best time of the year. We got a little bit of action from every single sport, and it's so much fun to be able to just be so stimulated and watch everything. When you're looking at NBA tonight, Wednesday night basketball, who are you on? What are the games that you're kind of honing in on?
I like the Hawks -6 tonight. This is a Pelicans team that not great at all, not deep at all. I don't think they have a bench player that's been able to contribute really in any meaningful way so far this season. And you're seeing firsthand how exciting and how fast this Hawks team is and how fast they play. And they also, the one thing they have is they have depth right now. With their health situation, being what it is right now, they're really healthy and really deep. This is a quick Hawks team, and I just don't think that the Pelicans have the defense or the depth to be able to keep this close. So I like the Hawks to cover tonight.
Nice. What else do you have?
I'm also going with the Grizzlies, and I'll take the 2.5 points. Against the Blazers tonight. And for me, it's really just as simple as, I know it's a small sample size, but the Grizzlies are the most efficient offense in the NBA right now, scoring at a very high clip, a very efficient rate. And Portland ranked 17th. So, if you're going to give me points with the most efficient offense, I'll take them.
I like them. I have my eyes set on this Heat Nets game. I think it's going to be a really, really exciting one. I have Heat plus 4.5. I look at this one and Miami enters this game averaging just 95.7 points allowed per game and 39% shooting, both second in the league. I look at a team like the Nets right now who maybe don't have the strongest start to the season. They're still without Kyrie Irving. His status is, we don't know what his status is going to be going forward, but the Nets have seen mixed results so far this season, going 2-2 so far. I look at Bam. I always struggle saying his last name. Bam Adebayo. Yeah, Bam Adebayo. He's back fully healthy. Butler already going off to start the season, averaging 25 points on 53% shooting. I like for the Heat to pick up this one in Brooklyn outright. And then with them gaining 4.5 points, I really, really like the Miami Heat in this one. Then I also look at the Wizards, take it on the Celtics. I like Wizards plus 4.5.
Wizards.
I look at the post-Brad Stevens era. It's officially underway with Boston. Udoka is starting to get his arms around what it's going to be like to guide one of the most powerful brands in sports right now. But after an 0-2 start, they hit the road and got 2 in a row, knocking off the Rockets on Saturday, which isn't really saying much, and then the Hornets on Monday. Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown combined for 71 points on Monday, so that's pretty good. And they're going to need similar performances going forward, I think, to be able to compete in a really stacked Eastern Conference. So I look at the Wizards who, are welcoming in a new coach. 2-0 start was followed up in Brooklyn on Monday, losing 104-90. Bradley Beal, the leading scorer with 19 in that one. He went 8 of 22 on the night. So no one else on the team could really score more than 13 that night. I was looking at the stat sheet. I think in this one, I like for Beal, if basically he goes off tonight, he averaged nearly 41 points against the Celtics, I think it was last season. But he needs to play well for the Wizards to be able to compete tonight. I think if he does, then the Wizards are going to have a strong performance, and I like them plus 4.5 as well. So we'll see what happens. Yeah, okay. I know. I like some NBA. I know Jared doesn't really like talking about NBA betting this early in the season, but you know what? Jared,
he's not here. Whatever.
Yeah. Goodbye, Jared. All right, what I really want to get into right now, Major League Baseball, because last night we had Game 1 of the World Series. It was really exciting. Both teams had to go pretty deep into their bullpen. Charlie Morton, obviously, that was horrible to see. You never want to see someone go down like that, fractured femur after getting hit by a ball. But the Braves, they came out and they dominated the entire game. Now we got game 2 tonight at Minute Maid Park, right? Minute Maid Park.
Yes.
At Minute Maid Park in Houston. And it's going to be exciting. Are you expecting more of the same tonight, or do you think that the Astros are going to flip the tide?
I don't know if the Astros are going to flip the tide. What I'm interested to see is which Max Fried shows up to the ballpark, because the last time we saw Max Fried, it wasn't his best stuff. I mean, against the Dodgers, granted it was, the Dodgers, and Fried has been one of the best pitchers in all of baseball the second half of this season. So it was very uncharacteristic the way he looked in his last outing. So I'm interested to see how he looks. And I'm also interested to see what the Astros' response is, because, all season long, it's been the offense that has, propelled this team. And, the Braves had to go to their bullpen early, but Charlie Morton was dominating. And that Braves bullpen looked really good, and came out and pretty much shut down that offense for most of this game. So I was really impressed with what I saw from that Braves pitching staff. So can the Astros offense get things going? I think so. So my play for tonight is the over 8.5. That's what I'm going to roll with. It was 8 last night. Should have probably hit the over last night, but I think that the Braves are going to be able to have similar offensive success. But I also think that the Astros are going to be able to put up some runs. I just can't see this offense getting shut down the way that they were last night, 2 games in a row, especially, they have to win this game. I think, you can't go down 0-2 in the World Series. You just can't.
Yeah, no, totally. I definitely agree with you on that. I look at Fried, and he's a guy that really does have excellent stuff, right? But the Astros, they've crushed left-handed pitchers all season long. So during the postseason right now, batting .305 against lefties. So I look at last night, and a total, I think it was 9 relief pitchers needed to be used. So that could be an issue, something to keep an eye on for the 2 bullpens that aren't exactly elite right now, especially with the Braves after losing Charlie Morton. But I think
you're going to have two bullpen games now for the Braves.
Exactly. Exactly. So I agree. Actually, God, we're agreeing so much today. I'm like, what is happening? This is crazy. But that's my best bet. I have 2 best bets of the day. One of them is back to the bats. I like the over 8.5 as well at -110. I also think for people who enjoy player props, I like Yuli Gurriel over 1.5 total bases. He was the Astros' best hitter against lefties this year. He batted .326 against lefties. He's also been red hot, batting I think just under 350. It's like 348 or 349 during the playoffs. And he has at least 2 total bases in 5 of his last 8 games in the postseason. So I'm looking at him and I'm like, it's a pretty good player prop to play too. So those are my 2 biggest, my biggest bets for tonight for that game. But I'm pulling for the Braves in this one. We'll see when we get to our best.
Yeah, it just feels like the Braves are just like that team of destiny. I was talking with our producer Jack before this started. It's just like, you can have all the analytics and everything up to this point, but it's like once you get to this point, it's just a feel. There's just one team just has it, and it feels like the Braves have it right now.
Totally. Well, That's kind of what I'm going to say for my best bet of the day. We'll get to it in a second, but before that, let's talk about the Pickswise 3-star play of the day. Alex, hit me with it.
Yeah. So our friend Austin Heflin is giving out the Capitals to win tonight against who are they playing? It's the Red Wings as his 3-star play of the day. So far this season, the Capitals have looked pretty much unstoppable. Their offense is firing on all cylinders, averaging almost 5 goals per game. And when you have the offense clicking as much as the Capitals are, it's pretty hard to bet against them. So it also helps that the Caps have a solid defense and a brick wall goaltender to help them even things out. So Austin is giving out the Capitals, not on the puck line, just to win this thing, as his Pickswise 3-star play of the day.
I think that's a pretty safe bet, to be honest with you. Even though the Red Wings have looked pretty good this
The Red Wings
season.
have played pretty good, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they're up there right now in the Eastern Conference. It's actually pretty crazy. But I honestly, it's time, and also the Buffalo Sabres have been up there as well. So it's two teams that really no one expected anything from this season, especially coming off of last season. So it's going to be exciting to see how,
We don't have to talk about your abs. We don't have to talk about your abs just yet.
That was a tough loss last night against the Golden Knights. It was a tough loss, and I bet the Avs puck line. So wasn't a good night for me in the hockey betting space, but you know what? Today's a new day, Alex, and we're moving on. All right, let's talk about our best bets of the day. Before we go, we got to give our viewers our best bets. What are you liking for tonight?
All right, I am going to the World Series, and I like Ozzy Albies over 1.5 bases tonight. He has a hit in 10 straight games, quietly, just kind of cruising, and I like that. I like how quiet that's been. Kind of. He also has 3 stolen bases this postseason. Stole one last night.
Yeah.
Not that matters for total bases, but I like Ozzy when he's on the bags. He gets there and he's very aggressive. Also, Ozzy likes the fastball, and Jose Urquidy throws fastballs more than 55% of the time. So I like Ozzy's chances if they leave Urquidy in there for more than one time through the rotation. I like Ozzy's chances to get 2 hits tonight. So or maybe a double. Maybe Ozzy's going to give me a double, and I can breathe easy. I like that too. So Ozzy over 1.5 bases is my play for tonight.
I like it. So I'm going with, how we were talking about if you feel it, you just got to feel it, right?
Just
And
feel
I said the same thing last night. I had Braves money line last night. It was a plus money bet. Tonight, the money line minus 106, but they're still the underdogs in this one. But there's no rhyme or reason, Alex. I just feel it. I feel it in my gut. I feel it in my heart. This is the year for the Braves. Here's what I think is going to happen. I think the Braves take game 2 here in Houston. I think they come back. The Astros go on in to Truist Park, and they take game 3. Then I think the Braves finish it out, take games 4 and 5 at home. And that is how, it's my sixth sense. It's just tingling right now. I just feel it. So the Braves are going to have a 2-0 series lead. The Astros
why are you giving an L? Why are you putting an L on my guy Ian Anderson? Why are you giving him an L in game 3? Come on.
Sorry. I'm sorry about it. That's just, I'm telling you, this is what's going to happen. I'm predicting it right now. This is what's going to happen. 1-2 Braves, 3 Astros, 4-5 Braves, World Series, 1 at home in front of home fans.
What's going to be really interesting about this series is when it does go to Truist Park and we're playing by NL rules. And, because the Astros, they're going to have to put somebody in there that they're not used to being in that batter's box. The Braves have been playing by those rules all year. It's going to be interesting to see how they kind of shift their lineups and shift things around to make that happen. So I think things get interesting when they go to Atlanta. I'll say that.
Looking forward to it's going to be
we'll see. It's a good series so far.
Yeah, it's going to be a really good series. Looking forward to game 2 tonight. That's it for us today. Find us on the Pickswise YouTube channel. Go to Pickswise.com. Follow us on Twitter. Download the Pickswise app. Alex Glaze. I'm Lauren Jbara. Best of luck tonight, you guys. We'll see you tomorrow. Let's get it. Let's bet it.